Hi, welcome to Losing Weight with Elizabeth. Okay, as per usual, that I want to give a big shout out to Roberta for dinner last night because she keeps me on the straight and narrow, at least on Wednesday night. And she made the most delicious dinner, and I think that's one of the things that everybody needs to start thinking about is what kind of food. Stop concentrating on what you can't eat and start concentrating on what you can eat. And what we did was she made a beautiful salad with grape tomatoes and red onions and string beans, and she put just a hint of smoked Gouda. Like slices, right? Everybody's going, yummy.
Yum.
But it really added so much flavor to it added so much flavor to the salad. And then she grilled little pork tenderloins. They look like little filet mignons. And that was it. And not only did it taste delicious, but it looked really pretty on the plate. Just put the meat right on the top. It looked like something right out of a restaurant. So thank you, Roberta. And I won't mention the wine that we drank, though. So that part wasn't all that good.
Was that calorie worthy?
Yes, it was. It was Prosecco. So,
Okay.
So it was really good. It was really, honestly, you might as well just drink ginger ale. As far as, it doesn't seem to have any, listen, this is a justification or a rationalization. It doesn't seem to be alcoholic. I don't know what that means. All right, well, anyway, thank you, Roberta. So now we're going to talk about 10 reasons to keep a weight loss journal. What do you think the most important reason would be?
So you know how many calories you ate and how many you have left.
Sure. You would know how many calories you ate and how many you have left, which is really important.
To keep an eye on your behavior.
To keep an eye on your behavior, because no kidding, that awareness would be so key. Hi. Welcome. We're talking about journaling. So, okay, anybody else have anything? No? It's okay. Yeah, you're not going to speak. That's right, you're not feeling well. Well, one of the other things the normal things that we just talked about, those are the big, big items. You really want those items. But if you will keep a journal like you keep a diary, how did you feel? How are you feeling? What was it? If you went on a binge, why did you go on a binge? How did you feel after the binge? What can you do to fix that binge? And you can't fix a binge, because you need to know what's going on in here. That's the most important. It's really so impossible to imagine that you could figure out what's going on in here. Many people have tried that with me. But if did anything happen? I think that's really part of it. Did somebody say something to you? Did you feel, slighted or hurt, or were you bored? It could be anything. What food? Did you try any new food? Did you like the food that I just described? Now that meal is a meal I will make at home because I'm getting smoked Gouda tomorrow. But what I realize is I don't need a lot of it to make it really flavorful. And that balsamic glaze from Costco's is the best thing I've ever had. Have you had it?
No.
Oh, you have to get that.
Is Costco paying you?
No, I know. It's Costco paying me. It's just unbelievable. I never went there. I never used to go there because everything was in such big amounts. So I wouldn't go there, but now they have so many wonderful things that are so reasonably priced and that are perfect for a healthy lifestyle. So, I mean, you're going to eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. So it's not like you're buying it and then not doing that. So So that's why I like it there. And that was the first place I found the reduction, the
Is
balsamic
that in the
reduction.
oil and vinegar aisle?
Yes.
And how many calories?
Yeah, that is the thing that I didn't know, because when I very first opened the bottle, the whole thing, the bottle fell on the ground. So you have to be, honestly, do it over, when you open that thing, open it over a counter, because it falls right out, and I immediately threw the paper away, didn't even think about it. But I'm just gonna say 25 calories a tablespoon, and if you use 2 tablespoons, still very reasonable. 50 calories for dressing is really good. And you could use it for a lot of other things. But that's something, I'll put in my journal, and I'll be able to. Do you hear dogs barking? I do too. I was hoping it wasn't just me going, I was like, oh no, I'm hearing dogs barking. I don't even have an earpiece on. But you'll remember that. So, and so what I do with my journals is I'll highlight a good meal, not just a good, a good meal, but a real one that I really loved, and then I can go back and look at it. See, that's the thing that is the most important, because a lot of people say, oh, I don't know what to eat, I can't figure it out, blah, blah, blah. I have to go grocery shopping. You have a grocery list right in your journal. Whatever you are eating, you have that grocery list. You could just go right back in that journal and just keep a new, just copy everything there. If there was pork, fish, sweet potatoes, you know what I mean? You just have everything that's on that list. And you just make another list. Our life is made of lists. And so that's one of the reasons it helps you to plan out your meals. Did you have any particular meal this week that you thought was particularly good, that was low in calories? And, really tasty? I mean, every time I eat at Roberta's house, it's always low in calories and tasty.
I love chopped salad with chicken.
Chopped salad. How do you do the chicken? Any particular way?
Grilled.
Just broiled?
But I'm talking about getting it at a restaurant. So,
Oh, yeah.
So, I just love it.
It's one of my favorite things.
What I
a
look
chopped
forward
salad.
to.
Yeah. But what do you do about the dressing?
Just put on a little bit.
Yeah. Or you leave it on the side then,
Yeah,
right?
oh, yeah.
Okay, so we always know that we have to leave our dressing on the side.
Yeah.
Then more than likely, it's 100 calories, say, or something like that. You know what I do is I'll put my fork into get my salad all set on my fork. Then I dip it into the dressing, like really dip it in, and then I go over my salad like this. And before you know it, I've used like a third of that little container, and I have it's enough dressing. So that's a big plus if you start to figure out, because every time you do it, you're like patting it on your salad. And if they do the chicken right, like blacken it or something like that, it's really good. But it does help to plan out your meals. I plan more weeks by doing it this way. And the other part is, now you already have the calories. You don't have to look them up. You don't have to look on your phone. You don't have to do anything. Although today in one of my classes they said, well, how do you know those so quick? And I picked up my phone and I went to Safari, or you could go to any internet, and I pushed the microphone and I said, how many calories in jelly beans? First thing that came right up immediately. It was right there. By the way, 15 for I think it was like a little handful. Yeah, 817. This is what for mixed nuts, for a cup of mixed nuts.
Wow.
Yeah, nuts are high in calories.
Nuts. I mean, I know they're nutritious. What is that? Nutritionally dense. Like really good for you.
Yeah.
But they are so high. 800. I could eat a cup of nuts.
I could too.
I really could. I'm sad to say.
Yeah.
I measure mine out and put them in a baggie.
Oh yeah. See,
Quarter cup.
It would be one for the baggie, one in my mouth. One in the baggie, one in my mouth. You know how you know your limitations, what you can and cannot do.
Yes.
When I went to visit Julie in Florida, she would have nuts in a bowl on the counter, and every single time I walked by, I would take a handful. Well, we measured it today, and it's probably was about 200 calories for every handful I took. So I finally
Yeah.
said to her, "Do you think we could move those nuts?"
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I don't have that kind of willpower with your favorite thing in the world. What's the thing you cannot have around you?
Nuts. I love nuts.
I love nuts.
If there were M&Ms,
Yes.
And M&Ms.
I
In a
would be
bowl
in
sitting
trouble.
there.
Oh yeah, just
I
right
just
by the
love it.
handfuls.
But yeah, they're
Yeah, right. Two-handed, right? Two-handed. What's yours?
Donuts.
Yes, and I do know that. Donuts. But you know, at least a donut, if you have a donut, you know, it's about 250 calories. It's a single donut, you know. But with nuts, there's just, it could be the can. You could eat the
Oh,
can.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
the can would be 1,600 calories.
When you eat the donut's gone, the donut's gone. When you have a handful of nuts and the bowl is there, there's still another handful of nuts there.
Yeah, right, exactly.
kind of
That's
like
exactly.
potato chips.
Sort of like potato
Yeah,
chips.
I don't eat those.
And those little bags of potato chips, forget it. They're ridiculous. What do you have?
Ice cream, I think.
Ice cream, yeah. I just
With
don't.
M&Ms on top.
Yeah, and nuts.
And nuts.
And whipped
And
cream.
donuts.
And whipped cream.
And
Yeah.
put a piece of cake under it.
And a grape on the top.
And a grape on the top. No, it's cherry.
A cherry.
With red dye, too.
She was trying to be good.
Very bad. We're only
She
kidding.
was trying to be good with the grape.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, right.
Right.
Well, I figured cherry, grape, you know. But yeah, ice cream. But see, there's the key right there with all of these things. Now I know I can't buy it. I can't have it in the house. I can't resist it. I tried the little M&Ms, you know, the mini M&Ms. I thought, you know, if I could just have a little bit of those to just eat. I was using the bag like this. It's ridiculous.
These bags are so small.
These bags are so small, and really what would happen was after, you know, 3 days the bag was gone. And I would be willing to bet you that's probably about 2,000 calories.
Yeah.
So naturally, that was a week I didn't lose weight,
Right.
you know. So, but also the point is that it really, when you have a journal, you already have the calories written down. So if you made like some, say, chili, and you really did try to figure out the calories, you have it all written down already, so you don't have to redo it. It's done for you. It helps you see your eating patterns. When is the time that you're most hungry? When's the time you're most hungry?
After work.
After work, all day. You don't have a particular time that you
Well, I'm sure after work because it's behavioral.
it's behavioral, right? Exactly.
Like when I'm at work, I really don't have time to eat too much.
Yeah.
Or think about it as much.
Yeah, you don't think of when you're busy, you know,
Yeah.
busy hands are happy hands.
Right.
Or at least not eating hands. Go ahead.
If I stay up too late, then, you know, nighttime, I get very, very hungry.
And then I think I need to eat.
I do, because I can't go to sleep if my stomach's growling.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and water just isn't going to do it. It's just going to make me get up 3 times during the night when
Oh,
I'm trying to
please,
sleep.
water. Listen, you know what? The only way water would fill me up is if it came with a cheeseburger. So, you know, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
That people think that water. Now, people will say you have a glass of water before dinner, you know, like you'll feel a little bit full, but that never worked for me, ever. What about you?
I think after supper, if I don't have anything to do or any place to go, then I'm just sort of like watching TV, and then I start thinking about
Yeah.
eating.
We just have to put something in our mouth. It's ridiculous. And you know, chewing gum does not work. No.
That can stimulate you to want to eat. It can
Right.
stimulate hunger.
Yes,
or
because it makes
or
those.
want more pieces of gum.
Or well, at least if it was just more pieces of gum, I go.
Your mouth would be full.
Wonder how many can fit.
Yeah, right.
And don't put anything in your mouth when there's already something in it,
Yeah,
right?
right. So that would definitely not work for even chewing gum. But it does help you see the eating patterns by tracking and journaling. When you're hungriest, what you need to, you know, like I noticed that I don't usually get to have lunch till about 2 o'clock. And after I have lunch, no matter what it is, an hour later, I'm so tired at 3 o'clock. Everyone is so tired at 3 o'clock that I'm beginning to think I need to make sure that whatever I'm having at 2 o'clock is really protein dense. Because at 3 o'clock, honestly, I think I could fall asleep. And I don't want to. I mean, I fight it like, tooth and nail, but I'm like that baby, like this. Good thing I'm not driving. When you keep a journal, you should also write down any exercise you do. That would be so good, because that way, then I did a half hour on the treadmill 5 years ago. I did 40 minutes on the treadmill, or better, actually better yet than that is, I did 2.5 miles an hour, then I did 3 miles an hour, then I did 3.5 miles an hour, then I did 4, then I did 4.5, and that's my absolute top. I just can't go any faster than that, because I'm scared. That's really what it is, more scared than anything else. But I think anything, if you could do 3 or 4 miles an hour, you're doing fine. You're probably working up a sweat. Do you know how long your walk is when you get to do it?
Yeah, it's probably too long.
How long?
An hour ish, 50 minutes.
Yeah, but do you know how many?
Distance?
Almost 3 miles.
Yeah, that's perfect then. That's plenty of walking. So
It's 6,000 or 7,000 steps.
yeah, I don't know how to. I've never been able to figure out how that.
That's a whole
Turns
day's
around.
worth
Well,
of steps.
I'm supposed to be doing 10,000 a day, which everybody should
Everyone's
be.
supposed to be doing 10,000.
So it's not 10,000. Darn it.
Yeah, that doesn't make
But
any
I
sense.
don't have enough time,
Yeah, you only have so much time,
Yeah.
but see what it'll do is like it's the same thing. Like if you lift weights, let's say you started with 3-pound weights, and then you go to 5 and you go to 8. Well, you want to put that in your journal. And I went to 12 reps. I went to 14 reps. I went to 17 reps. Just all in there, so it can tell me exactly what I'm doing. Because what I noticed was when you don't write that stuff down, and you get complacent. You think that
You know it automatically.
I know
You think
it.
you know it.
Oh, at the end of the night, when I haven't written down my food and I get into bed, I'm immediately going, oh, great, I had a 1,500 calorie day. Oh, good, let me go to sleep now peacefully because I had a good day. Wait a minute, I forgot about that yogurt and that, the chips that I dip. That's 200 calories, so 17. So I'm saying, okay, still 300 calories under, so still okay. And before you know it, it's 21, 22. So I've gone over. So it's something to think about really a lot. If you knew how much I have a little hair on my face that is making me want to sneeze, you would die. Makes your goals seem real. When you are writing it down, you set yourself up for what you were saying earlier, the awareness thing. You really set yourself up for that. And so it makes your goals seem real when you have like 60 pages that you've written down. You should have a pad. It should be on paper. I mean, it's great to do it on your computer, but that can disappear. Things disappear off my phone all the time. But if I have it on a pad, I have it right there on the counter. It's all done. One of the ladies, when she plans her meals, she puts what she's going to eat that day, because we're always planning lunch at breakfast and dinner at lunch. I mean, in our heads. I'm always thinking ahead of what I'm going to eat, aren't you? I was thinking ahead, or is it just me?
I plan the day before
You
usually.
have to. You kind of have to.
Well, I know, but a lot of times what I mean by that is while I'm eating breakfast,
am I gonna
I'm
You're already
thinking
thinking about the next meal.
I'm already thinking about the next meal.
What am I going to get at Costco?
Yeah, yes, I know. I really
That's
feel like
why we all had to lose weight.
Yeah.
Originally, that was the problem, but not anymore. They made a good thing there. But now, when you look at those papers and you see what you've done, over a period of time, you get like a little proud of yourself And you know, there's nothing wrong with being a little proud of yourself. You deserve it. You're trying something that most people can. You know, only 5% of the population keeps their weight off. 5%. That's why I always say you need to lose the weight slowly. Most important. It holds you accountable. Didn't you say that? Did somebody says it holds you accountable because you know if you have to write it down. Now, I will admit that during my weight loss journey of the 93 pounds, I would on Friday and Saturday lots of times just put party. There was no point in putting down I couldn't even figure out the calories. I couldn't even begin to imagine how that was going to work out. So, but I still lost the weight, but that tells you something. But I was working out, you know, like 2 or 3 hours sometimes a day. Sometimes I would work out 15 days in a row. But I had to do that because I was partying on Friday and Saturday and Sunday like I didn't have an ounce of weight to lose. So I just was making up for it, you know, but it wasn't the best way, but I didn't know at the time how great it was because it was the slow way. I just, you know, you don't think that at the time when you're losing weight. You're thinking, I want to lose it faster, but I didn't want to give up the weekend, so how bad did I really want to do it?
Just another day.
Yeah, I know. I know.
That's one thing that I noticed with my journaling in the past is if I started my day out good and then, you know, something unexpected came along food-wise or, you know, socially, then, you know, I wouldn't account for the rest of the day, and I just go home and just put a slash through the rest of the day.
Right, exactly. That's
like,
exactly what
I can't even. I don't even want to know if I could calculate it.
I didn't even want to know.
Yeah, that's like the rest of that day was shot.
I know. All of a sudden, you're at some friend's house. They're getting Chinese food, and you're, you know, drinking mudslides. You know what I mean? Cream.
Right.
It really doesn't even matter that it was alcohol. It was cream. You know, and so you just would but you can't lose weight by doing that. You just have to be utterly patient beyond measure and be so good as gold during the week.
Right.
And that's sort of the way I did it, and it kept me motivated because I really did lose weight over a long period of time. And one of the other things is if, you know, it doesn't have to be just about it, but what if somebody says, hey, did you lose weight? Don't you?
I
yes,
say,
I did.
yes, thank you. I feel
Yes.
great.
Yeah, yes, thank you. I feel fabulous, right? Isn't that exactly what you should say? But you know, there's that story, and I think I might have told you, I can't remember who I tell these stories to, but we went to a party, a friend of mine and I, this is years ago, and this really lovely woman. She'd had 2 children, and she probably was about 100 pounds overweight. And we hadn't seen her in probably a year. And now she was thin as a rail and looked like, not thin as a rail, but, you know, perfect. She just looked perfect. She was perfect. And her makeup was perfect. She had a red cocktail dress on. She looked like $1 million, right? We could not have been any more insulting because all we kept saying was like gasping for air practically. I cannot believe how great you look, which seems to indicate that she must have looked so unattractive before. So you have to really, when you give somebody a compliment on their weight, you kind of have to be thoughtful in it. You know, did you lose a few pounds? You know what I mean? Casually, like, I'm not sure if you did or not. You look fabulous or something like that. But we went on all night long. Every time we saw her, we would say something. I went home, and that next day I was like, oh, that's not good. Because you don't realize what you're doing, but then we realized the next day we talked to each other, we were going, oh my God, she must have been saying, what did I look like before? So it was just so funny. So if you're gonna compliment something, you know, don't overdo it like we did it. But if you get a compliment, write it in the journal.
That's a good idea.
Isn't
It is
that
a good
really
idea.
nice? You know, like I complimented you on those pants, which I love. and you told me a good story about them, and so that's 6 years ago that you've been trying to get in those pants, and now we think they're a little bit big on you.
And I got into them.
And she got into them, and they're a little bit big on her. So that for me, that's just that's the goal, is to get into something you couldn't get into ever. I still have that gray vest. I'll still try to get into that someday. But why not write the compliment down? Even if it's somebody says something nice about your hair, didn't we just immediately compliment somebody's shoes? As I I know these are really things, but oh, those shoes were great. Or you know what I mean? It just could be anything that you wanna say, anything that somebody said nice to you. That's what you should write it down. Well, you have to pretend that you're a teenage girl with a diary, and you're not putting it on Facebook, which is the best thing that could ever happen. Thank goodness phones weren't around in the day with their
my
cameras. Too bad. Okay, so remember, you only have to write your food intake down on the days that you want to lose weight. Oh. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you write it down, even the BLTs are really smart, because they can add up very, very quickly. Just a little bite of this, a little lick of that, a little taste of this. It's 100 calories in 5 seconds. Remember what we said last week? 500 calories in 5 minutes. You can consume 500 calories in 5 minutes. So this week, I would really like everyone to bring in their trackers and tell me how they did and what was one of their special meals that they made. All right, have a healthy week, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for stopping in. Oh, remember, you only have to track your food intake on the days you want to lose weight.
Did you make that up?
It's pretty much, yeah.
You're very...